Okay, so a mod tutorial. Real quick, I'm going to go over some basics. If you have any questions, I might make an additional video to explain like more intricate and more in-depth techniques. But basically, the first thing is first, which is your little outhouse over here. This is where you can convert all your materia into scraps, I guess, which I just called them gears. But this little outhouse will allow you to convert. I'm going to confirm this, and I just got 6,000. You can see it's 6,137 gears. So I'm going to exit this little section here. Get this out of the way. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to my roster, and some of the simple things that you want to do when you go to combat mods, I just call it amplify or nullify. Amplify would be accentuate all of your character's strengths. Now, Tyrese is a crazy strong character, so amplifying his strength, increasing his attack. One of the ways you're going to do that is there are 4 different sets of mods. You have attack, defense, the HP or health, and then like the ugly red-headed stepchild is the little crit damage, the black sheep, if you will. And I say that because I'm not sure why this is not a crit percentage. It is actually a crit damage, and we can go into that later. But the idea is that you want to combine as many of these like-minded, mods. If you can get, 5 silver mods, you're going to get a crazy attack bonus. So I have 330 on here right now. If I swap this one out for a gold, you see it jumps up to 395. Now I don't want to do that, and I can explain why. Currently, right now I'm defending against yellow characters, and Tyrese, he's kind of a glass cannon. He's extremely powerful, but he does have a weak defense and kind of a low health, and that's where I was talking about amplify versus nullify. You nullify your weaknesses. You can turn him into a tank if you have all the proper mods on here. You can increase your HP, increase your defense, and then just let his AR be his weapon. I think Fess, I'm going to do a throw out to him. He did a really good job of taking a character and actually upgrading all 3 stats on one character. I don't currently have anything like that. The best that I would have would probably be Lori. If you look at her mods, I only have 4 of these mods right now. Now, if I find a defense mod and add on to this bottom character here, that would go up. My defense bonus would be like 350 instead. But I also have one of these as an attack bonus, as you can see right here. This is a plus 116 attack, so I can actually have a bonus to attack as well as defense. If I happen to have an HP bonus mod in here, I would be able to actually increase all 3 stats. So you want to accentuate your characters the way that you would like. And like I said, there's a variety of ways you can do that. You can make the character to where it's just crazy overpowered and top heavy, and they're incredibly powerful, but they're easy to kill. And you can later on offset that. For example, if you have a human shield and then you make that person extremely tanky. If I have a character on here, let's see, I don't really have a very strong defensive bonus character. But you can create a character that would be very, very tanky, and that would keep Tyrese from basically being killed because of all the tank modifications you've added to that person. Something that I will throw in, though, is accentuating your characters. Like if you specialize your character, like my current Ezekiel, his weapon is a plus 40 crit, plus 35 crit. So he's got plus 30, 75 crit generally attacking anyone that's 100 HP or 60 HP or above. Now, to further drive that home, I have crit damage, which is plus 15, which I don't really worry about that. The damage is great, but the main focal point is here, the crit chance. My crit chance is plus 18. It's currently maxed up. Now, whenever I showed you those gears before, that's because you can level up your gears. Like right now, I've got a plus 4% attack versus alert. If I want to level that up, I take some attempts. I did one, it didn't take all 10, but it leveled it up, and you do that. And as you're doing that, it is decreasing the amount of gears you have here. Right now I have 59, 42, and now I have 58-35. But my percentage of attack versus alert character is going up, so that's fantastic. But the main thing is that I'm having him pop his special AR or his specialist ability as many times as he possibly can. So he's effectively guarding my Tyrese and keeping him safe. So there are different ways you can balance your character. You can balance your character within himself, where you try and make all their stats pretty equal, which is a good strategy. It's a strong strategy. But there are other ways, which a lot of the higher-end characters, the higher-end players do, and they'll make specific characters basically indestructible, but not very powerful. They can't hurt you. They just stay in the game so damn long, and they keep the stronger characters like Tyrese or Mirabelle alive for a really long time. I know I had a few other points that I wanted to make here, and that is that the primary mods are going to be your attack, your defense, your health. The crit chance, or it's not even crit chance, the crit attack, that's a mod that's only going to work when you launch a critical attack. And that's great if you have Ezekiel, like I do, and you have him set up with a crazy crit weapon. But if you don't have that set up, then that's only going to pop off sometimes. When you look at your mods, you have, these abilities that are fixed. They're like permanent. Like this, I always have a plus 18 chance to crit. And I'm always going to have plus 430 defense. Those are what I would call primary mods. And then you have these oddball little guys down here. These are, what I would call secondary, if that. What's the word I used in here? I got primary and then supplementary. That's the word I'm looking for. These are supplementary mods. And the reason why that is because the attack, I have attack down resist, that's 10%. That's only if someone attacks me with attack down. Or if I have maim resist, that's only if someone tries to maim me. There are other mods in here that will only pop off when something happens. For example, there are mods that when you're confused, you will have plus 20% attack. And those are fine, I guess, but they're not as high of a priority. Let's see, I got this one right here. Defense while being stunned. I haven't leveled that up. I'm not going to waste the energy to do that. The main focus is that I have 4 different defense mods. My huge bonus is the defense plus 300. That's what matters to me right now. And if I happen to have an attack mod that I can throw on here that gives me a perk that's really good, like for example, I already have the defense against the blue. If I have a crit that goes right here, and I want to do maybe heal reduction resist, it's just going to be a supplementary thing. It's not going to matter. But I will always have plus 13% crit chance, plus 4% attack. I haven't leveled up her because I haven't really been fixated on her. Lori is a very awesome character I'm learning because of her ability to neutralize people. But as you can see, I'm leveling up her ability right now. So now she's going to have a plus 8% attack against blue characters, plus 8.5%. So you want to... confirm. You want to get as many of these gears as you possibly can. You want to use all of your materia, material. Now I've used those, so now I've got 89-24. Now if I go back to my Tyrese, he's probably my most boosted up character. I have maxed out his attack at 207. Now, he has an attack bonus of 330 because of all 5 of these mods, but he has an additional 207. So right now, he's got a 537 attack increase on top of his weapon, which gives him plus 40% attack. And then I have double attack as well. So that's where he gets such a huge boost. And then if you have a decent leader on top of it, it makes him a powerhouse. But again, he's easy to kill. So if you wanted to, you could have this character, you could rearrange it, and you could put all defensive mods in there. You could go in here. Now, all my mods are currently equipped to other people. But if I wanted to, I could unequip all of these and put it to where he has like plus 500 to defense, and then plus 300 to health. And then when someone goes to attack me, they're going to be extremely surprised because he will not die. He'll just keep taking hits over and over and over again. And then when his AR pops off, he'll probably level 2 characters, especially if they're red. But that's some of the things you have to look at. You have to weigh it out. Like I currently use, this is a commander. This character, his specialist ability, I keep him in the game as long as I possibly can. I currently have him with a health bonus of 300. That's from having all 5 of these mods. And then I also have a health bonus of, let's see, 166 on top of it. So he has plus 466 health. Now, I recently had fun with Jesus. My character here, he's a 5-star character, but I've essentially made him as strong as a 6-star character in a way, because I have given him defense. There are 4 defense mods I put on here. As you can see, I have a plus 300 defense. Now, I originally had a defense mod here because I can swap it out. Here's another defense mod. Now, that would give me an additional plus 35, but I would lose the health benefit. And I discovered sometimes it's actually better to have 3 that match and then 1 oddball. But in this situation, I have 4 defense mods. And then I also have a health mod to really keep him alive a lot longer. And then on top of that, I have his weapon, which gives him plus 33% HP. And then you also have your Mirabelle, which is going to give him a plus 40% HP as well as attack. I don't use him to attack pretty much at all. I use him mainly to keep my characters alive. I will revive because he has a huge AP bonus, and his AR pops off every 2 shots, it seems like, especially if you have a commander. Now, I'm not sure if I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. I mean, you basically have your primary mods. I'll go over it real quick again. Primary mods are going to be your attack, defense, and health. Supplementary mods are going to be the crit damage multiplier, because that's only if crit goes off, and that's only if you have crit chance equipped. Now, those are kind of hard to come by. This crit right here, crit chance, that's the only mods that you're going to get that actually increase your chances for crit. Now, these weird mods they have here, you can equip all these and it'll basically increase, the damage that you do when your critical attack pops off. And that's why I called it the black sheep, because these mods aren't really that great unless you have a crit heavy character. I happen to have one, but I only have one. The only other one that I would possibly use that for is Joshua. Now, Joshua has, all attack modifications, because he does have a really good specialist ability, and that it causes him to do collateral damage. He can attack 4 or 5 people at once, but his attack is relatively low. So I have modified his attack to be much higher by adding the 5. You see 5 mods, and one of them is a gold mod, so that gives me actually plus 360 to his attack. And then I also gave him a plus 14 crit chance, so his chance to go crit is pretty high. He also has a plus 30 crit weapon and another plus 30 crit when people are above 70% of the HP. So a lot of the times when I'm hitting people, he's popping off with that collateral damage. He likes to wipe out zombies, and then I give him a defense against strong characters, because obviously that's an example of what I was talking about, nullifying their weaknesses. If he goes against a green character, which there's a lot of them out there, I can level this up and give him a better chance at survival against some of those Carls and some of those Wyatts and that goddamn Koa character, the human shield that's 6-star. And those are examples of where you can balance your character out and make him more effective at staying alive by himself. But ultimately, what you want to do is you need to figure out which is more important to you. Working as a team is fantastic. If you can keep all your characters alive, and then you can amplify and accentuate the strengths of each character, that's a really good way to go about it. The problem is if you lose one character, if you drop your Guardian, if you drop your human shield, now are all your remaining characters going to be weak? That's probably not great. It's good for raiding because you get the battle over really quickly. It isn't so great for things such as assault, and it's not good for survival road. It's not good for things that are going to have wave after wave after wave of people. You want to have your characters, decent characters, stand alone. I've been running on for a little bit too long with this video, but shout out to Fess and ProTongue and Saint as well. I put on my I put on my black outfit so I could be cool like you guys.